And now it's time for Insights.
Wows in science. Things that make you go, wow. You know, there have been a lot of things I've read in science books and I found out about the world that have truly blown my mind. Like watching The Matrix. When I first read, and I think it was in an Isaac Asimov science book actually, that a person's molecules largely replace themselves throughout one's lifetime. That one is not one's collection of molecules. One is the organization. That really kind of blew my mind. We always like to think of ourselves as our physical being when we're there, but we're slowly being replaced. We're slowly adding on and losing cells all the time and molecules within those cells faster than that. Now, I later found out that it's likely true that we don't lose every molecule in our body over our lifetimes. That the molecules in our teeth, once those come in, may stay pretty stable. I know you can lose atoms from your teeth and you can gain some, but there may be some deep atoms in your teeth and bones that don't exchange. We don't replicate nerve cells on a regular basis. So the DNA in nerve cells probably stays pretty intact. But that doesn't change the overall meaning that we are not our collection of atoms and cells and molecules. We are an organization and a fluid organization that continues process. If we no longer process, if we're no longer moving and metabolizing, we're no longer alive. That was a wow moment. Another really big wow moment was when Carl Sagan pointed out that we are all star stuff. That all of these molecules that are spreading out in different timelines in our history, they're all going their own separate ways. We're all originated within the hearts of stars, except for possibly the hydrogen atoms in our body, which would have originated with the beginning of the universe. That we're connected, as Carl Sagan put it, on an atomic level to the rest of the universe. That blew my mind. And then, when I found out when on a visit to MSU that trilobites, which had eyes, were related to us with a common ancestor that had the gene for eyes. It was actually, the example was fruit flies, but all arthropods have the gene to produce eyes shared with us, which indicated that a common ancestor which may have had eyes and would at least had the potential for them. That is a different concept altogether. You know, to think of a common ancestor with bugs that may have been able to see the world in prehistoric, not just prehistoric, pre-vertebrate, likely pre-land plant times. It's a fascinating topic. When I believe it was Klein predicted the existence of antimatter particles based on mathematics. That's amazing. When Maxwell's equations predicted the speed of light before it was measured, and the speed of light being the ultimate speed at which people can move, or anything can move, that is essentially predicting the furthest distances that a person or being of any kind can reach. It's predicting the limits of your abilities. How far can you go? It is almost like a biblical statement of let there be light, only it was done through science, saying this is the speed, this is how far you can go. It's not saying, well, I have a pretty good guess that you're never going to live past 125. It's saying that you're never going to be able to go further than this. And it's based on math. That's mind-blowing. And there are thousands more mind-blowing things being discovered by science all the time. When I was a kid, they only had division between two different kinds of life. There were plants and animals. And if you had a mushroom or a bacterium, they'd call it a non-flowering plant. Now, there were people who had different classifications by that point already, but we had outdated textbooks, and this was some of the things we were going by. And today, we have archaea, we have bacteria, we have eukaryota. We have this, I don't even know how you pronounce it, exozoa, the rotifers and arthropods found through RNA, DNA, reshaping the entire phylogenetic tree of invertebrates, the protostomes. It doesn't negate anything, it improves upon our understanding. And this is spectacular stuff, and I can't wait to see what comes about. Thanks.